Hey all you bits and bobs, it's Pixcelation. I have long accepted that I will never make a dent in my anime watch list. In much the same way as the many-headed hydra of Greek lore, with each series I strike from the list, 30 more take its place every 3 months like clockwork. It's become nothing more than an exercise in futility. I can't imagine how it is for those of you who haven't made it their life's mission to make content covering these anime. It's for that reason that, like a weeby Diglett with way too much time on its hands, Papa Pixcelation has dug deep and resurfaced with 5 more exceptional and underrated anime titles you might have missed. These titles could be considered underrated because they never had the attention I believe they so rightfully deserved, or because the attention seems to have waned in the years following their initial release. In any case, let's get to it. This is the 3rd volume of 5 underrated anime to put on your radar. If you'd like to see the other 2 volumes made so far, click the card somewhere in this area. Okay, so some of you who have been to my panels before or who have watched my videos in the past might have heard me say that the fall 2017 anime season was truly special. It was truly something extraordinary, if you will. And I genuinely still believe that. This title was one of those series that aired during the fall 2017 anime season. This is Juni Taisen Zodiac War. It's based on a light novel written by Nisio Isin, who some of you may recognize as the author of the Monogatari series. He's also done Pretty Boy Detective Club, and several other non-Monogatari related light novels. But Juni Taisen, at its core, it's kind of a battle royale anime, and I know a lot of you are probably sick and tired of hearing about battle royale anything. It seems like everything has a battle royale these days. But this is one of those series that kind of, I won't say it started it all, because it didn't, but it definitely did this trope in a very interesting and possibly unique way. And what I mean by that is, in my experience, anytime I watch any kind of battle royale anything, Danganronpa, The Hunger Games, the one thing that I always have a problem with is that you pretty much always know that the main character, whoever the story follows, is gonna survive. Like Makoto Naegi in Danganronpa, you know he's gonna survive. Now V3 did a little bit of twisting on this, but at the end of the day, the principle still stands. That if the story follows a main character, Katniss, for example, Hunger Games, the main character is gonna survive. Like they have plot armor, is what I'm saying. Zodiac War, Juni Taisen does not have this problem, but they do have a similar problem, if you will. I'm going to try to say this without spoiling it. So basically, the idea behind it is each episode kind of follows a different character, and if that character is given a flashback in any given episode, they're probably gonna die at the end of that episode. So it's kind of the opposite problem. Whereas it's like they don't have plot armor. But that being said, here is the synopsis. It's kind of a weird synopsis for this medium, but just bear with me. It says, the record of the bloody battle between the 12 proud warriors. The 12th 12 tournament that gets held every 12 years. 12 brave warriors who bear the names of the signs of the Zodiac fight each other for the lives and souls. The participants are 12 very strange warriors: rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. The victor of this tournament gets to have one wish granted, whatever the wish may be. The one wish they want granted, who will be the final survivor, whose tears will flow on the bloody battlefield filled with conspiracy and murder. A soul-shaking battle royale is about to begin. So, essentially, at its core, it is a Zodiac War. It is, every character is representative of one of the animals in the Zodiac, and they have to duke it out, and they have to figure out, who's gonna win. There's a lot of death, a lot of blood, a lot of murder, and it's kind of curious. And honestly, it's one of those battle royale things where the ending you probably won't even see coming. At least I didn't. But then again, I'm also a little bit dumb, so maybe you will. So, if you like Fruits Basket and you thought, hey, maybe the characters of Fruits Basket should just go off and kill each other, this might be for you. So I want to say in like 2021 or 2022, I made a video solely about micro anime that is not a full-length episode. Usually they're about 3 minutes to about 12 minutes each episode. One thing I don't think I mentioned in that video is Tsuredure Children, which is the next title on our list today. This is a series that each episode is 13 minutes in length, and there's 12 episodes. But it's like it's a wholesome, pure slice of life rom-com that chronicles just the building of a relationship across 4 different couples, basically. The stakes are there because it would not be a rom-com/rom-dram if they weren't there. But the stakes are generally like kind of silly, and it's not like anything too depressing or anything. This series is kind of like healing in that way. It's meant to serve as kind of the opposite of like a Your Lie in April situation, if that makes sense. I'll read the description right now. So, to those of you out there who could never say I love you, this story is about ordinary high schoolers and how love makes them fired up, shaken, laugh, cry, and hurt. Whether things go well or not, the story of adolescence and romance will show you how they spend their precious youth. Every character is the main character here, and you're sure to find one you can sympathize with. And I think that's genuinely true. This is a very cute, very wholesome series that, honestly, I just don't think it really got a whole lot of, attention when it was airing. I see a lot of people who are kind of discovering it more recently. I've seen like clips on TikTok and stuff like that, and I just feel like it needs more attention, more love, if that makes sense. So definitely check out Tsuredure Children. So next up we have Magical Girl Raising Project. Now you might look at this and you might think, oh, this is in the same vein as Madoka or Yuki Yuna, or but it's actually a little bit different. The idea behind it essentially is this: you have this mobile game, or the social game, or whatever you want to call it. And the game itself allows a very, very small amount of people to become real-life magical girls, basically. And then, our main character is one of those people, obviously. And they are gathered together, and the mascot character, the QB, if you will, or the Monokuma of this universe, basically says, hey, there's not enough magical energy left in the world or universe or whatever, and we have to start making cuts. Basically, do magical girl layoffs, if you will. And things just take a battle royale spin from there, if that makes sense. Here's the description. A social game called the Magical Girl Raising Project allows 1 in tens of thousands of people to be a magical girl, possessing extraordinary physical capabilities and looks, as well as special magical powers that set them apart from the rest of the human race. But one day, in a district containing 16 magical girls, the administration announces that it must have the number of magical girls to solve the problem of magical energy. So yeah, it basically just takes a very dark spin from there, and everybody just starts killing each other, and it's just not really what you would expect, essentially. But at this point, I think we all kind of expect there to be a dark spin on Magical Girl series, but at the time when this came out in 2016, it was like, okay, we've had Madoka and we've had Yuki Yuna. You know, we've had a couple others, and you know that, but it's not the default, is it? Now I think after Magical Girl Sight, after Mahashojo Sight, I think we just kind of all accept that if there's a Magical Girl series, it's probably going to have a dark spin. That's just kind of the unfortunate reality of things. Alright, so our next pick is one that I genuinely enjoyed only when it was done. Okay, this is So I'm a Spider, So What, okay? When you hear this premise, there's a chance you might say, man, they will make an isekai about anything, will they? And that's exactly what I said too, okay? But I gave this one a fair shake. And I was like, this is actually not bad. I'm actually having a really good time with it. It's really fun. But I let the daily life kind of get in the way, and I dropped it. I didn't drop it, but like I stopped watching it week to week. And then whenever it ended, I just binged the rest of it. And when I tell you I need a second season of this one, you do not understand how much I need a second season of this one. So, let me read the description before I get too deep into things. It says, I, the protagonist, was just an ordinary high school girl, but suddenly I was reincarnated as a spider monster in a fantasy world. Not only that, but I awakened in a dungeon filled with vicious monsters. Armed with only my human knowledge and my overwhelming positivity, I'm forced to use spiderwebs and traps to defeat far stronger monsters just to stay alive. So begins the labyrinth survival story of a girl with incredible mental strength living as one of the lowest ranked beasts. Now, I want to be very clear. I heard a lot of people complaining about how the spider segments were the best part. But at the same time, I saw some people complaining about how she was annoying as fuck. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, it's clear I really love this series, okay? So, this series is divided between it's divided in half. There's one half, which is the perspective of Kumoko, which is the spider. The other half is the perspective of the other members of her class, because the idea behind it is that it's not just Kumoko who got reincarnated. Her entire class got isekai'd at once. There's this big magical explosion in her classroom, and everybody died and was reincarnated into this fantasy world, basically. And so you are following the story of Kumoko, but you're also following the story of her classmates. And her classmates are all, you know, human, or in some cases, there's some people who were reincarnated as beasts. Kumoko is very heavily implied to be one of the bullied people that her classmates bullied. And so you kind of deal with the ramifications of like, oh, if you were a bad person in your former life, you're kind of not gonna have a good time in your second life. Essentially, it's like that system, you know. And so you follow Kumoko, you follow the classmates, and a lot of people said the classmates section was just not as good. And I agree to a point. But here's the thing, and I'm not going to tell you the big twist, but there is a massive twist that in the last couple of episodes that just was like, what? It made me really want to pick up the light novels, because I cannot sit here and not see this get adapted into a second season. We need more Spider-Girl, okay? I'm just going to say it. We need more of this. I don't see it happening, though. I don't see it happening. The light novel's finished. The manga is still releasing. I don't know what to tell you guys, but if you have not seen this, or if you dropped it for any reason, please, if you've ever listened to me on anything, this should be it. Go finish watching this, come to this video, come into the comments, and let me know what you think. Tell me you love it, because if you don't, I'm not going to listen to you. And last up on today's agenda is The World God Only Knows. Now, this is a series that I picked up back in like 2010, 2011 at the latest. I am a very old weeb, I'm sorry. So, the idea behind this one is, here, I'll read the description and then I'll talk about my thoughts, because this is another one where I really think we need more of this. So Keima is a dating sim champion. cute girls are rendered powerless by his irresistible game-playing techniques. Too bad things aren't that way in the real world. That is, until his tempting game-playing causes a real live and very bubbly, cute demon hunter named Elsie to materialize. Now Elsie wants Kima to help her free hot girls from sneaky demons who secretly possess them. So, at its core, I imagine it does sound like your traditional harem rom-com. And to a degree, that's exactly what it is. But, here's the thing, right? I watched the first season. The first season is just your cut and paste. Kama finds a girl who has a demon, basically makes them fall in love with him using his skills from dating sims, and frees the demon, and then rinse and repeat, right? Season 2 is very much the same deal. It's very formulaic, but then at some point, and this is only at the end of Season 2 and beginning of Season 3, after they literally just skipped the entire, they skipped a whole third season of Girls because they realized, hey, this is getting a little bit repetitive. There's a third season where things start to ramp up and become more of a kind of a magical battle manga, kind of like Negima in a way, and not to the same degree, I don't think, because at the end of the day, it's still a rom-com harem anime, but this, it does have more of a serious, the stakes are raised, the stakes are turned up, things are, people start kind of dying, and you start to the mystery is just very, very interesting, well written. Unfortunately, this source manga has not been released in the West, officially by any means, so that is one thing that's kind of against this series, that you probably, if you want to read it, you're gonna have to read scanlations. And then also the fact that Studio Mangalobe, who made this series, shut down before they could make a season 4. So the ending of season 3 is the ending, and it probably will be the last we'll ever see of this series. But there is a whole nother set of arcs in the manga that they could have made a season 4 and 5 if they wanted to, but they just couldn't. For whatever reason. I don't know what the actual reason is. I know that Mangalobe did shut down, but I don't know the reason for it, and I don't know. I know that there is. I can't remember which studio is their successor, basically, but it's possible that with enough outcry that people might be able to convince them to, bring back The World God Only Knows. But I just don't see it happening in the 2020s. It just doesn't seem like a thing that could or would happen. It should happen, but it probably won't. I don't know what else to say about it, you guys. I can't spoil it for y'all, but I highly recommend find a way to read this manga. You can watch all of the seasons on Crunchyroll, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be on High Dive, but I don't believe it is anymore. For whatever reason, I don't know if Sentai lost the license for it or what, but yeah, no, it's only on Crunchyroll, and I think in some territories it's also on Amazon Prime Video. But yeah, no, definitely go watch this one. Please go watch it, and then again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this episode of 5 underrated anime to put on your radar. It does my heart a lot of good knowing that you at least kind of respect my opinions enough to watch a whole video with them in it, Just a few notes before we end today's video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I'm kind of trying this, I keep trying out this, just talk in front of the camera thing for an indeterminate amount of time, and I don't quite know, is it good, is it not? For those of you who are not in the loop, who are not aware, outside of Pixcelation, I have recently started developing an original visual novel for Chaos Texture Games. We are calling it the Intermind Legacy I Am the Darkness. It's based on a story that I've been writing since I was 15 years old, and we're currently trying to fund it, trying to get get it. It's in development right now, but we're running out of money, and if you are interested in checking that out, we have a trailer on YouTube. I will link in the description below. Also, you can wishlist it for absolutely no cost until you want to buy it when it's out, and also, if you want to be a patron, that's kind of the rundown for that. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Again, I love you all. I will see you all in the next one. Y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you then.